What if the words you repeat every day are quietly shaping your entire life? Right now, in ways you may not even notice, your mind is listening to everything you say. Every thought, every sentence, every small whisper inside you is being recorded and slowly turned into your reality. And the truth is simple. Your mind does not stop to question whether something is good or bad, true or false. It only listens, absorbs, and repeats. So if you keep saying things like "I am tired," "nothing works for me," or "I am not enough," your mind begins to accept that as truth. But here is the shift. If your words can limit you, they can also free you. If your words can hold you back, they can also move you forward. This is where everything begins to change. You don't need to become someone else overnight. You don't need to force anything. All you need to do is start speaking differently, gently, consistently, and with intention. Because when you speak something again and again, your mind starts to believe it. And when your mind believes it, your life begins to reflect it. So today, you are not just listening to words, you are planting something new inside you. Something calm, something powerful, something that will slowly grow into who you are becoming. And if you stay with this, if you allow these words to settle in your mind without resistance, you will begin to notice a quiet shift, not all at once, but little by little. And that is how real change begins. Your mind listens to repetition more than anything else, and this is something most people never truly realize. The brain is always learning, always observing, and always picking up patterns from what it hears again and again. It does not wait for proof. It does not ask questions. It simply follows what is repeated. If something is said once, it may pass by. But if it is said every day, in the same tone, with the same feeling, it begins to settle deep inside you. Slowly, it becomes familiar. And what feels familiar starts to feel true. This is how beliefs are created. Not in one moment, but through quiet repetition over time. Think about it. Many of the things you believe about yourself today are not things you chose consciously. They were repeated to you or by you so many times that your mind accepted them without resistance. This is why repetition is so powerful. It shapes your inner voice. It builds your habits. It influences how you see yourself and how you respond to life. And the most important part is that your mind does not care if the repetition is helping you or hurting you. It only follows the pattern. So whatever you repeat, you strengthen. Whatever you say often, you become more connected. This is not something you have to fight against. This is something you can use, because once you understand that your mind learns through repetition, you also understand that you can teach it something new simply by choosing what you repeat from this moment forward. Most people don't even notice it, but there is a quiet voice inside them repeating the same negative words every single day. It sounds normal because it has been there for so long. Small sentences like "I can't do this," "I'm not good enough," "Things never work out for me," or "Why does this always happen to me?" start to feel like facts instead of just thoughts. And the more these words are repeated, the deeper they settle into the mind. Over time, they stop feeling like something you say and start feeling like who you are. This is the hidden problem. It happens slowly, without effort, and without awareness. You don't choose these thoughts anymore. They begin to choose you. They shape how you see yourself, how you act, and even what you expect from life. When something good comes your way, this inner voice may quietly reject it because it does not match the story you have been repeating. And when something goes wrong, it quickly says, "See, I knew it," making the belief even stronger. This is how a cycle is created, not because it is true, but because it is repeated. And the hardest part is that it feels so real. But the truth is, these words were learned, and anything that is learned can also be changed. The first step is simply becoming aware that this voice exists, and realizing that it does not have to stay the same forever. Change begins in a very simple way, by noticing the words you are using and gently choosing new ones on purpose. You do not have to fight your thoughts or push them away. You do not have to pretend that everything is perfect. All you are doing is guiding your mind in a new direction, one word at a time. When you catch yourself saying something like, "I can't do this," you can softly replace it with, "I am learning to do this." When your mind says, "Nothing works for me," you can begin to say, "Things are starting to work out for me." At first, this may feel different, maybe even a little uncomfortable, because your mind is not used to hearing these words. But that is okay. This is not about forcing belief. This is about creating a new pattern. The more you choose these new words, the more familiar they will become. And slowly, your mind will begin to accept them, just like it accepted the old ones. You are not trying to change everything in one moment. You are simply planting small, positive thoughts again and again. And over time, these small changes begin to shift how you feel, how you respond, and how you see yourself. This is where your power is, not in controlling every thought, but in choosing which thoughts you continue to repeat. At the beginning, these new words may not feel real, and that is completely okay. You might say something positive and immediately feel a quiet doubt inside you, as if your mind is resisting the change. This is natural because your mind is used to the old pattern. It has heard the same thoughts for so long that anything new feels unfamiliar. But this is where consistency becomes more important than belief. You do not need to fully believe the words right now. You only need to keep repeating them. Think of it like learning something new. It feels strange at first, but with time, it becomes normal. The same happens here. When you keep speaking these new words every day, gently and without pressure, they begin to settle into your mind. They stop feeling forced and start feeling natural. What once felt like something you were trying to say slowly becomes something you just say without thinking. And that is the moment where change begins to take root. So instead of waiting to feel ready, or waiting to believe every word. You simply continue. You speak it again and again, even on days when it feels difficult, even on days when nothing seems to be changing, because each repetition is doing its work quietly. Each word is building a new path in your mind, and over time, that path becomes the one your mind follows without effort. When you repeat the same words again and again, something quiet begins to change inside your mind. At first, you may not notice it, because it does not happen in a loud or dramatic way. It happens slowly, in the background, as your mind starts forming new patterns. Every thought you repeat creates a small path, and the more you walk on that path, the stronger it becomes. This is what it means to rewire your mind. You are not forcing change, you are creating a new direction for your thoughts to follow. Over time, these new patterns begin to replace the old ones. The thoughts that once came automatically start to fade, and new thoughts begin to take their place without effort. This is when you start to feel different, not because something outside has changed, but because something inside has shifted. Your reactions become calmer, your mindset becomes stronger, and you begin to see situations in a new way. And from this new way of thinking, your actions also begin to change. You start making choices that align with the words you have been repeating. And as your actions change, your results begin to change too. This is how everything connects. It all begins with a simple thought, repeated enough times to become a belief, and strong enough to guide your life in a new direction. After some time, something beautiful begins to happen. The words you have been repeating no longer feel like practice. They start to feel like truth. You notice that you are not trying as hard anymore, because these thoughts are now coming to you naturally. The way you speak to yourself becomes softer, stronger, and more supportive without effort. This is the moment where you begin to become what you speak. It is no longer just something you say, it becomes part of who you are. You start to carry yourself differently. You respond to life with more calm, more trust, and more belief in yourself. Situations that once made you doubt yourself begin to feel easier to handle. You may even notice that you expect better things, not in a forced way, but in a quiet, natural way. And this shift inside you begins to reflect outside you. The way people respond to you, the opportunities you notice, and the choices you make all begin to align with this new version of you. It is not because the world suddenly changed, it is because you changed first. And when you change from within, everything around you begins to follow. This is how powerful your words truly are. They shape your identity slowly, gently, and deeply, until one day you realize you are living as the person you once only spoke about. As you begin to grow into this new way of thinking, it becomes important to gently let go of the old stories you have been holding onto for so long. These stories may sound like, "This is just how I am," or "Things never change for me," and they may feel very real because you have repeated them many times. But they are not permanent. They are simply patterns that were learned over time. You do not need to fight these thoughts or push them away with force. The more you resist them, the more attention you give them. Instead, you can allow them to pass without holding on to them, and calmly choose a better thought in that moment. It is like turning your attention in a new direction, again and again, until the old path becomes weaker. You are not erasing your past. You are just deciding that it does not define your future anymore. And this can feel freeing because you are no longer stuck repeating the same story. You are creating space for something new to grow. Little by little, the old beliefs lose their power, not because you fought them, but because you stopped feeding them. And in that quiet space, your new words begin to take root even deeper, helping you move forward with more ease, more clarity, and a stronger sense of who you are becoming. To make this change real, it has to become part of your daily life in a simple and natural way. It is not about doing something big once. It is about doing something small again and again. You can begin your day by speaking a few gentle words to yourself before anything else touches your mind. In those quiet moments, your mind is more open, more calm, and more ready to receive. You can also repeat these words during the day, in between your routine, when you are walking, resting, or even when your mind starts to drift into old thoughts. And before you sleep, you can return to these words again, allowing them to settle deep into your mind as you rest. The key is not perfection, it is consistency. Even if you forget sometimes, you can always come back to it without judgment. This is your practice, and it is meant to feel supportive, not stressful. Over time, it becomes something you do without thinking, like a quiet habit that stays with you. And as this habit grows, so does the new version of you. Because what you repeat daily becomes what you believe, and what you believe becomes how you live. So keep it simple, keep it gentle, and allow it to become a natural part of who you are. And now, as you come to the end of this, take a quiet moment to notice how you feel. You are not the same person who started this, even if the change feels small. Something has already begun inside you. The words you choose, the thoughts you repeat, the way you speak to yourself, this is how your life slowly transforms. You don't need to rush it, and you don't need to force anything. Just keep showing up for yourself, keep speaking with intention, and allow this new version of you to grow naturally. Trust that every time you repeat these words, you are building something stronger within you. And over time, you will not just hear these words, you will live them. This is your journey, and you are exactly where you need to be right now. If this resonated with you, take a moment to like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this.